In this guide, we're going to look at breathing for the freestyle technique. We'll focus on 4 key areas: how and when to breathe, body positioning, timing, and then finish by touching on breathing troughs. The correct breathing pattern is the foundation for correct form and timing, and sound overall technique. If your breathing pattern is off, it can affect the other elements of your stroke and can cause you to tire very quickly. Many swim coaches would say that it's important to get your breathing right before progressing on to working on other areas of the freestyle stroke. So let's start by looking at why body positioning is an essential part of breathing. The breathing action should be led from your body's rotation. Remember, your hips should rotate out as your arm exits the water for the recovery phase. When taking a breath, you should rotate with the hips so that you're breathing underneath the arm. It's important that you don't over-roll or lead with the head. Your eyes should be in line with the side of the pool and not the ceiling. Breathing should be a subtle movement, and from an observational point of view, your body, legs and arms should continue to look the same. The only visible difference should be the head rotation in line with the body. This is a very simple and subtle movement with minimum resistance. Next, let's look at how and when to breathe. When you turn to breathe, be sure not to come to a dead stop. Breathing should fit into the rhythm of the stroke without any jerky or prolonged movements. Be careful not to let the leading arm move too quickly when you turn to breathe. By taking your focus away from what's happening under you, sometimes inconsistencies and breaks in the stroke can creep in. Most swimmers use a technique called trickle breathing in freestyle, meaning that the inhale is taken mid-stroke during the arm recovery and the exhale is completed underwater. To do this, breathe in through your mouth and breathe out steadily through your nose under the water. This prevents water coming into the mouth and nose. During trickle breathing, it's advisable to keep your breath relaxed and steady. Timing is also an essential part for breathing. You should time your breathing with your arm rotations and body rotations. This will keep your movements coordinated, which will help you move smoothly through the water. When turning to breathe, follow your head out of the water with your hand, and then rotate back into the water as your hand re-enters. This way, you maximize your breathing window. It's common to breathe in one of 2 patterns. The first is breathing every other stroke, meaning you always breathe on the same side. This is particularly useful if you're swimming in short, fast bursts. A second option is to breathe every 3 strokes. This means you breathe alternately from one side to the other. This is more common in longer distance swims. You can experiment to find which style suits you best. Finally, let's look at breathing troughs. Once you have the main breathing points mastered, you can try to keep one eye under the water when you turn to breathe. Your head and body will create a trough in the water for you to breathe into. This technique only works if you keep your head low. If you lift it too high, your head will not make the trough and you will most likely swallow water. To an observer, it may appear that you're breathing under the waterline, when actually you're breathing just above it. Practice your breathing technique and find the rhythm that's comfortable for you. Once you've mastered this and the breathing pattern comes naturally, the rest of the stroke should follow. So there you have a guide that covers breathing for the freestyle technique.